toxic buildup plus nutritional deficiency equals disease. What we're doing here is kind of the anti-equation. So it's called a cell cleanse. And so we'll talk about 3 different kinds of cells. We'll talk about red blood cells, which are made by our bone marrow. We'll talk about white blood cells, and we'll talk about the majority of the rest of the cells in our body. Actually, the red blood cell's the biggest. It's made by our bone marrow, and there's no nucleus in it. It's all mitochondria. This is where we make our energy. Most of our energy is right here. All the cells run on 3 things. It's electrolytes, nutrients, and oxygen. They all do it. What do you get when you put fuel, oxygen, and electricity together? Energy, just like a carburetor, right? Our cells are the same. So they take it in, they produce whatever energy they might produce, and then they kick out a little bit of waste. And that is our metabolism on a cellular level. So if we have stuff in our body that we can't process out or use, it begins to build up on us. And over time, anything with electrical charge really is going to stick to us. So the nutrients and the oxygen don't get in as well as they did when we were younger, and we don't produce energy as well as we did when we were younger. And this transaction that occurs here is very important. It is detrimental to every aspect of our day: our mood, attitude, libido, energy level, immune response, skin tone, sleep patterns, right? Even our protein productions, our enzyme productions are affected by this, right? And the enzymes are what we need to break things in our body that our body makes to break them down, like plaque. Our body makes plaque. And if we're not making enough of them, we're not able to break down our plaque as well. It starts to build up. Same goes with cholesterol. Our liver makes 2 different kinds. We need them both, right? But if we're not breaking it down, it's going to build up. And the big killer is the acids. The more acidic we get, the more likely we are to have things growing in our bodies. And the more likely we are to have our immune system attack us, and the more likely we are to have inflammation in general. And our body makes at least 12 acids. I have 8 of them listed on one of these boards here. So when this stuff starts building up and our doctors see us like that, it's time for medications, right? This is how we end up on drugs. And we're all trying to avoid that. Toxic buildup plus nutritional deficiency equals disease. The waste products can't get out of the cells. They start to pile up in the cells. The cells become flat. They begin to stick together and stack like coins. And in that, our white blood cells get trapped. And this can confuse our immune system and cause it to attack itself or attack other cells, which is the makings of autoimmune diseases. Take your pick: rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Crohn's, eczema, psoriasis. All these different autoimmune issues can come from this here. And this happens to all of our cells. And the scary one is not so much the red blood cells or the white blood cells aren't as scary as the ones that actually mitosis. Because when these clog up, they're still going to make a copy of themselves. See, the red blood cells are made by our bone marrow, so if everything's going, that's what I'm getting at. The red blood cells are going to keep being made by our bone marrow if everything's going right. We're going to keep making white blood cells too. These ones make copies of themselves, and now we're making dirty copies of dirty copies of dirty copies. And that's how we age, isn't it? It's how disease develops in our body. Dirty copies of dirty copies of dirty copies. That is mitosis. Mitosis. That's the nucleus. The outside is the mitochondria where all the energy is made, right? The red blood cell has no nucleus. It's a carrier cell. These are the ones we have to really pay attention to. And I don't think the people who invented this device really knew that it was going to do this. This was designed by the people who are in the mining industry. The first people using this device were people that were mining radioactive material. So picture Japan around 1933. This was designed to get heavy metals and toxic radioactive material out of our bodies. I don't think they knew it was going to work like this, but look what happens. It's terrific. We just pass a negative current through your body, through that wristband, and that'll cause what's stuck to us to come loose. Then in the water, we're going to make ions. And this stuff all sticks to the ions. It looks like this in your blood. So that's before, and this is about 10 minutes after the detox. So in that frame, the cells are now performing again. It's why they're white in the middle instead of black. And the one you see in the middle of the screen there is a white blood cell, so it shows that the immune system is unencumbered. And this is 48 hours post. That's just from one. So if we do this 3 times a week for the next months, we won't just get the red ones clean. We'll get them all clean. So when they mitosis, they start to mitosis clean again. And that's why people buy this.